welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about what are angels. Angels are winged messengers. The word angel is derived from the ancient Greek angelos, meaning messenger. Angels act as a bridge between heaven and earth, serving as a channel between God and the physical material world. Angels are deathless beings of pure consciousness, unlimited by the constrictions of time and space. They are eternally bound to the perpetual blissful energy radiating from the divine. Each angel is a focus of God's love, channeling it without distortion. Many believe that all angels were created by God in the same moment on the second day of creation, each one perfect, intelligent, immortal, and in possession of free will. Most angels instantly chose to give up their free will and align themselves eternally with their Creator. But a few angels wanted their own power and glory. These are the fallen angels. The angels who gave up their free will serve God and protect humanity from the fallen angels. People perceive angels in many different ways. The most profound encounters are as physical manifestations, which can take the form of winged beings. Angels are genderless beings of a vibration that is pure spirit. Their male and female qualities are perfect and complete, so they're androgynous. Most people are familiar with angels through religious art, where they are depicted as perfect beings with flowing robes, long hair, halos, and wings. But angels are pure spirit and therefore have no gross physical form. So where did the notion that angels have wings come from? Several religious sources list certain angels as having wings. Archangel Gabriel, who dictated the Quran to Muhammad, was described as having 140 pairs of wings. In the mystical Jewish texts, 1st Enoch and 2nd Enoch, there are also descriptions of angels with wings. Many cultures have depicted winged beings, while many myths, legends, statues, and even cave paintings still exist of these miraculous creatures. Visionary accounts of heavenly messengers usually describe them as winged or appearing in a heavenly light. The light surrounding angels could be their astral body or aura. Mystics and healers often describe a subtle energy field surrounding humans. The human aura is depicted as having several levels, but on closer inspection, it is made up of billions of separate lines of energy, each radiating outward and upward from the central spiritual spine and giving the appearance of feathers. The angelic energy field would appear to the human mystic as enormous, and the human mind may try to clothe the heavenly vision in human form. So this book is divided into two parts. In this video, I'm just going to do part 1, which introduces the subject of angels and how you might invite them into your life. Other videos will talk about part 2, which provides more extensive directory of angel lore. So there are 11 chapters altogether on angel hierarchies, colors, healing, crystals, the Kabbalah, and much more. It also contains a range of practical exercises, meditations, and affirmations, some of which I've already kind of given you little glimpses into in previous videos. So, sources of angel lore. We cannot be sure where angelic tradition began on earth, but the earliest writings of Sumeria, Egypt, Persia, and India recognized winged beings or messengers of the gods. On a Sumerian stele, which is a stone column, a winged being who inhabits the 7 heavens is depicted pouring the water of life into the king's cup. The study of angels is known as angelology. Over the centuries, many manuscripts have been written and many exhaustive works on angelic hierarchies and scholarly traditions have been compiled, often copied or translated from earlier manuscripts. As we look at sources of angel lore, we must understand that much of the material was written by mystics, prophets, lawgivers, poets, and chroniclers. In early Christianity, for instance, there were numerous sources of angelic lore that once carried the same weight of authority as the current books of the Bible. However, this information slipped into oblivion within these texts when they were left out of the Old Testament. The Bible mentions angels frequently, but with no detail or background provided, except in 2 or 3 instances. Gabriel and Michael are both mentioned by name in the Old Testament, and Raphael appears in the book of Tobit or Tobias. Tobit is a book in the Old Testament of the Roman Catholic and the Orthodox Bible, but it does not appear in the Hebrew Bible and is placed with the Apocrypha in the Protestant versions. Some angels in the Old Testament are described as men in white because they are seen to be clothed in white linen garments. White linen was a symbol of immortality to the ancients. Other angel sources. Well, the 3 books of Enoch are extra-canonical writings rich in angelic lore. The book of Enoch refers to First Enoch, which survives completely only in Ethiopic language. 2 further books survive. Second Enoch, or the Testament of Levi, survives only in Old Slavonic, while the 3rd Enoch survives in Hebrew. The 3 books of Enoch were omitted from the Bible, but they were still widely quoted centuries later by church authorities, and they are often quoted in the New Testament. Further fragments from First Enoch have been discovered, chiefly among the Dead Sea Scrolls. Aramaic fragments are believed to contain the oldest list of angel names in existence. A celestial hierarchy. So Dionysius, the pseudo-Areopagite, is the anonymous 5th century theologian and philosopher who wrote Corpus Areopagiticum, which had been falsely ascribed to the Dionysius in Acts 17:34 of the Bible. One of the books among the Corpus Areopagiticum was the Celestial Hierarchy, which quickly became established in mainstream Western culture as a classic work on the subject of angels. It was also adopted by St. Thomas Aquinas as the foundation for his own angel lore in the Summa Theologica, which remains a cornerstone of Catholic belief. Islam has always had a strong angel tradition. It lists a vast array of angels and seems to draw inspiration from the texts of the Zoroastrians, the Babylonians, the Assyrians, and the Chaldeans. One of the richest sources of angelic lore is the Jewish mystical tradition known as the Kabbalah. There's no single book called the Kabbalah, rather it is a body of information. However, there are 2 important groups of original texts within the Kabbalah: the Zohar, the Book of Splendor, and the Sefer Yetzirah, the Book of Formation. Emanuel Swedenborg was a Swedish scientist, philosopher, and mystic from 1688 to 1772 who believed that angels were perfected humans, much like the Buddhist Buddhavistas. He also believed angels were our soul friends whose duty it was to help us evolve spiritually. Swedenborg claimed to have communication with angels on a daily basis, and he kept detailed accounts of these mental dialogues in his diaries. His angel books were published in Latin and contained his many years of research into the wondrous world of heaven. The New Age movement has brought about an angelic revival. Angelic contact is experienced daily by many spiritual seekers. In the past, Christian authorities have had a bit of a problem with angels. Too much curiosity about angels was discouraged because of tricky theological questions caused by the bickering of early Christian sects. Jesus had no problems with angels, but St. Paul warned against angelic contact. In spite of this, the Roman Catholic Church has always encouraged people to relate to their guardian angel. Why should we invite angels into our life? Well, our fascination with angels grows daily. Ordinary people talk openly about how angels have helped them. Stories of angelic intervention abound, and inspirational artwork is everywhere. Interest in angels transcends language, cultures, and boundaries. Angels come in all forms, all shapes, and sizes, as well as all colors. Some are complex and powerful beings, dealing in the secret mysteries that underpin the very foundation of the universe. Our five senses are simply inadequate to experience and describe these miraculous beings of God's eternal love and light. Others bring comfort in moments of deep despair. These messenger angels have the ability to show up just at the right time. Our guardian angel, although linked to the immense planetary angels, is always with us and will never leave our side. Some angels are inspirational, teaching us through cosmic virtues such as honesty, goodness, humility, purity, beauty, and joy. Others seem to be the cheerleaders, gladdening our hearts and guiding us through joyous participation. Why are so many ordinary people inviting angels into their daily lives? Perhaps angels are more evident because people are awakening from the spell of materialism, greed, and separation from God, cast by our greedy sense of our own importance. Or maybe God is sending more angels to Earth to help with the planet's spiritual evolution as we approach the end of days prophesied in the Bible, as well as by many ancient cultures. Countless seers and mystics have foretold the coming of this new golden age when angels walk once more with men. The age of Aquarius. In astrological terms, we are currently making the transition from the age of Pisces, a time of paternal influence in which we handed responsibility for our behavior, evolution, and spiritual growth over to others, into the age of Aquarius, in which we take on that responsibility personally.